Hello, I'm Jansi from Spirelab EE Department, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, India. I'll be presenting our paper titled RAS Speech Waveform Based Classification of Patients with ALS, Parkinson's Disease, and Healthy Controls using CNN BLSTM. We will begin the presentation with a brief understanding of ALS, PD, and the motivation behind this work. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis or ALS is a progressive motor neuron disease which occurs due to the gradual degeneration of the motor neurons. The symptoms associated with ALS includes muscle stiffness, a hard time in holding items, muscle cramps, swallowing problems, and speech difficulties. Parkinson's disease or PD is a progressive brain disorder which occurs when the neurotransmitters that are present in the neurons or nerve cells become impaired or die. The symptoms associated with PD include tremors, stiffness in limbs and trunk, slowness in movements, difficulty in swallowing and chewing, and speech difficulties. The average life expectancy of ALS patients after diagnosis is 2 to 5 years and it is 10 to 15 years for the patients with PD. Currently, there is no specific laboratory test to confirm ALS or PD, and the diagnosis is based on medical history of about 11 months and neurological examination. Apart from not having a specific diagnostic test, there is even no medicine to cure ALS or PD, but early detection will prolong the survival, maintain quality of life, and reduce the complications. The motivation behind this work is to reduce the diagnosis time with automated methods using speech and to develop a mobile application that helps in early detection and follow the progression of the disease. Some of the challenges in this work include identifying speech cues which help in better detection and data collection. This is a plot showing the speech waveforms and respective spectrograms of an ALS patient, PD patient, and a healthy control. Here the subjects are repeating the syllable pa in 1 second duration. First, I'll play the respective waveforms one after one. I'll play the ALS recording now. And now the PD recording. And now the recording of healthy control. As discussed earlier in the symptoms of ALS and PD, in this plot it is shown that the speech state of ALS patients becomes slow, whereas the speech of PD patients becomes slurry and uncontrollable compared to healthy controls. And from the spectrograms, it is observed that the signal strength is very low in ALS and PD, and most of the information is located in low frequency region. Previous work studies the performance of three different speech tasks, namely spontaneous speech, didacokinetic rate, and sustained phoneme production in automatic classification between ALS and healthy controls using SVM and DNN. And also performed classification tasks using MFCCs with CNN LSTMs. All the MFCCs perform well in speech recognition, speaker verification, and several other speech-related problems. These handcrafted features may not be optimal for classifying patients and healthy controls. The goal of this work is to study the performance of using raw speech waveform for three different classification tasks with four different speech tasks, and to study the performance of each classification task in two scenarios. One is trained and tested in a task-specific manner. Other one is trained on data pooled from all speech tasks and tested on each speech task separately, and to compare the results using MFCCs and the proposed approach using raw speech. In the proposed approach, we are learning the representations from raw waveform and then doing classification using CNN VLSTM network. This work makes use of learning task-specific features from the raw waveform. And unlike MFCCs, which are computed at frame level, this approach of representation learning using 1D CNN might discriminate the speech of ALS and PD from healthy subjects in a better way. These learned representations are fed to BLSTM network for classification, since LSTM networks are well suited to capture the temporal characteristics from the time series data. This is the block diagram of representation learning from the raw speech waveform. For a given speech waveform, we will slice into overlapping frames with a frame length of 20 milliseconds and shift of 10 milliseconds similar to MFCCs, and feed to 1D CNN layer followed by batch normalization layer and max pooling layer. This is the entire block diagram including representation learning from the raw speech followed by BLSTM network for classification. First, for a given speech waveform, we make into chunks of 2 seconds duration with overlapping frames. Since we are not having a fixed length of wave files, to maintain consistency, we are chunking them into equal durations. These chunks are fed to CNN BLSTM classifier, which comprises of representation learning block followed by 3 BLSTM layers, 1 dense layer and 1 softmax at the output. So for a given speech waveform, first we make into chunks and fed to BLSTM classifier, from which we will get the predictions, that is either 0 or 1 for each chunk, and then we perform majority voting on the predictions to get a single output for the entire speech waveform. And coming to the data set we used, the data is collected from National Institute for Mental Health and Neurosciences, Bangalore, India. The speech data is recorded using Zoom H6 recorded at 44.1 kHz sampling frequency. For this work, we used speech data of 60 ALS, 60 PD and 60 healthy controls. Data is taken in matched proportion in terms of language, age, severity and gender. In this work, we used 4 different speech tasks. First task is spontaneous speech, in which the subject speaks about a festival they celebrate and about a trip they have been, each for a minute. Second task is didacokinetic rate, where the subject repeats 5 syllables as fast and as long as possible, each for 3 times. Third task is sustained phoneme production, where the subject produces sustained sounds of 5 vowels and 3 fricatives, each for 3 times in succession. And the fourth task is image description, where the subject describes about the images that we show. The total duration of each task is mentioned beside the same. Here is the experimental setup for the proposed approach. We considered 5-fold cross-validation setup where each fold consists of 12 ALS, 12 PD and 12 healthy controls. For the proposed approach, we used raw speech waveform as feature, which are then framed with frame length of 20 milliseconds and shift of 10 milliseconds. The number of filters in the CON 1D layer is considered as 256 or 120 as 8 or 64. The best network for each task is chosen, for which the validation loss is minimized, and the custom loss activation function is ReluLog. The kernel size is 120 cross 1, and we consider 3 BLSTM layers, each with 150 units. And this is the experimental setup for the baseline. Similar to the proposed approach, in baseline also we considered 5-fold cross-validation setup with 12 subjects of ALS, PD and healthy controls in each fold. MFCCs are the features computed with window length of 20 milliseconds and shift of 10 milliseconds. Similar to the proposed approach, in the baseline also we considered 3 BLSTM layers, each with 150 units and TAN-H as activation function. We consider classification accuracy and p-value from the sign-rank test as evaluation metrics. 3 sets of classification experiments are carried out. Those are ALS versus HC, PD versus HC, and ALS versus PD. We present the results for 3 different classification tasks, each with 4 different speech stimuli, that are image, phone, DIDK, and SPON, in terms of average classification accuracy along with the standard deviation. In each classification task, we present the results for all speech tasks in 2 scenarios, that is task-specific model and pooled model. In the first scenario, we train the classifier in a task-specific manner. For example, in ALS versus HC, for image task, we will train with image data and test on image data. Whereas in second scenario, we train a classifier with data for all speech tasks, that is pooled model, and test task individually. Now let's look at the results. This table reports the classification accuracies for ALS versus HC for both baseline and the proposed approach. The columns represents 4 different speech tasks. As mentioned earlier, we performed experiments in 2 different scenarios. The top block represents the classification accuracies with task-specific model, and the bottom block represents the results with the pooled model. We observed that the proposed approach using task-specific model shows significant improvement in all speech tasks compared using MFCCs. So MFCCs with the pooled model perform better than MFCCs with the task-specific model. The proposed approach with the pooled model performs even better in all cases except for the SPON. The values in the blue color represents the cases where p-value is less than 0.05 from the statistical test, indicating significant improvement over the baseline MFCC features. Now the performance results of the PD versus HC. In PD versus HC, compared to the baseline MFCCs, the proposed approach using the task-specific model shows significant improvement in all speech tasks using both task-specific and pooled model. Interestingly, in the phone task, the proposed approach with the pooled model significantly improves about 8.61% and 16.79% compared to the proposed approach with the task-specific model and the baseline respectively. Here also the values in the blue color represent the task cases where p-value is less than 0.05 from the statistical test, indicating significant improvement over baseline MFCC features. Now let's look at the results of ALS versus PD classification. In ALS versus PD classification, compared to the baseline MFCCs, the proposed approach using the task-specific model and the pooled model in all speech tasks has improved, except in the phone task. The reason behind the minute improvements in ALS versus PD compared to ALS versus HC and PD versus HC could be because of some similarities between the speech during the progression of these two diseases. Those similarities pose a challenge to the classifier to learn disease-specific characteristics from the speech. From the classification accuracies of the pooled models, it is shown that the classifier is learning the features of ALS and PD, unlike learning the task-specific features. To understand the frequency of the 1D CNN filters in the representation learning, we plot the magnitude response of 256 learned filters. Here the x-axis represents the center frequencies of the filters and the y-axis represents the corresponding filter indices. The filter indices are sorted according to the center frequencies, and the color intensity variation indicates the magnitude response of the filters. From this figure, it is observed that the frequency responses are low pass in nature and are centered at the frequency below 800 Hz, 500 Hz and 400 Hz for ALS versus PD, PD versus HC and ALS versus HC respectively. And also we plot the output of the 1D CNN layer and spectrogram for the sample of DIDK sequence for both ALS and PD patients with severities 3 and 2, saying the repetition of phoneme sequence PA. It is observed that the CNN filters of 1D CNN layer are learning to identify the vowel pattern A, and similar observations are found in other speech tasks too. This could allow the classifier to extract features related to speech rate cues by enhancing vowels in low frequency regions. It is known that the speech rate tends to decline in dysarthric speech compared to HC. Hence, the representation learned by the 1D CNN from the raw waveform helped to achieve the better classification accuracies compared to the baseline MFCCs. Coming to the conclusions, task-specific plus raw wave outperforms task-specific plus MFCC across all classification tasks. Pooled plus raw wave in turn performs better than task-specific plus raw wave or pooled plus MFCC in all classification tasks. From the analysis of the learned CNN filter response, it is revealed that these filters are low pass in nature. So the key takeaways are a comparison of the proposed approach with the baseline acoustic features revealed that the proposed approach is significantly performing better than baseline, and the proposed approach allows the classifier to extract features related to speech rate cues by enhancing vowels in low frequency regions and help in accurate classification. Part of our future work is to investigate the proposed approach of classification for severity estimation of ALS and PD patients, and to investigate the proposed approach incorporating the attention mechanism which enables of learning high quality features. Authors thank Ms. Renuka and Ms. Himajyoti for their technical assistance in generating plots, and also thank the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India for their support in this work. Thank you. For any queries or suggestions, please write to us at spirelab.ee@iisc.ac.in. Thank you.